Hello. So today I wanted to talk about Rabindranath Tagore's art. So he was a polymath. Like I don't want to give a lot of introduction about Rabindranath Tagore. He was the national poet of India, and then also like he got his Nobel Prize for his book Gitanjali in 1913. And there is no part of literature that he didn't do. So, like at the end of his life, almost like the last 10, 15 years, he did his artistic expression. Like he told that like the things that he still wasn't able to express in his writing, he wanted to express them in his paintings. And also like he said that because then at the end of his life, like after he got his Nobel Prize, then he was going to different part of the world and like talking to different meeting different people, and then like he wanted to like materialize his visions. And then he was feeling that there is a gap, that like the words that the other countries people like they don't understand his words. So then he wanted to find a way to express himself, like himself. And then also another part I think was that he was feeling that with time, like everything will go away, like his writing or like his songs or like his like with time probably there will be a lot of shift. And he was actually seeing a lot of shifts, like the whole like the country's independence and everything, like a lot of shift in thinking process was also going on. And then Rabindranath was feeling that like there should be a universal way that he could convey himself, that like he will like stay in people's heart. So there was a lot of reasons maybe like why he started painting, or like why he really put so much effort in painting. But nevertheless, like his paintings are very unique, because one thing, if you see like these are like his self portraits, and like you can say that this is a very early phase of him, and then maybe this is like later, this is like middle age, and you can tell that it's him. But again, it's very dark, very sad, and like you can see like you can see half of the face and you cannot see the other half of the face and everything. So he started his painting at the very end of his life, and then he was already very mature, very knowledgeable, and his paintings show that they are very somber. They're not very like bright and colorful and everything, because now his artistic artistic expression is a lot more mature. So you can see that like it says a lot without um it makes you think a lot, I would say. So I think like where he actually started like painting, it's not at the end of his life only. Like he would always like make these little doodles like in his writing. You can see like this is a poem, and then like you can see like there is like a maybe a plant or like branches and everything. And then you can see here like this is more like a bird, you can see like a bird, and maybe like a person's like face, and like you can say that like the things are coming out, but it's not really like established yet. And then this one you can see like he used a different color. So now maybe like there are more into this. So like this is his writing, and like in his own writing he's drawing something. And maybe it started from scratching, like writing, right? Like hey, this is like not right, so like okay, let's scratch it, and then like you doodle with the scratch. So like I really like the writing and drawing the same thing. And like I think I was very young when I saw one of like Git Bitan's like one of these pages, and it really like encouraged me in a lot of ways. Anyway, that's a very personal thing. But I think like this is where like his like art is coming out, because you can see here this is a bird, but this is like a human face. You see? So like there, so now like he is becoming more and more of a like painter, of a artist. And then he had a thing for birds, and those birds are not like those very winged beautiful like big birds, but because you can see here he had a very interesting structure of birds. Like you see the shape of its beak. And one thing about Rabindranath is like he was exposed to West at very early age, and also East. Like he didn't get like a very strong academic like way, but like his family was very well cultured, and then they would do a lot of cultural stuff in their own family. And like his own brother and like nephews, like they all are painters and stuff. So like he was exposed, and he had those like he could attain like a lot of paints, a lot of art. Like his eyes were very open. That's one way of putting it. And so you can see like there would be a lot of influence from different cultures, different painters, different like history, maybe east, west, and everything. So it was a very mixed up, but it was his own. So I cannot say like I haven't seen like this kind of part like in like my the idea, but like this is a very different structure. And you can see it actually started from doodling. Like he had a thing of like ink and paper, because he would write, like right, like it's not that he started with colors and like paint brushes. He started with pens and like with ink and paper. So like he started like, and you can see like these small strokes and stuff, because I think like maybe he was writing, and then he suddenly like started like this painting. And I still cannot say if it's a bird or a fish and everything, but like I just kept it because like it had a very interesting structure. And how he started, like if you can see the bird's beak and the bird's face and the human being are the same, right? So like he would make the faces of human beings very interesting. Like those are like you can see here. I don't know like about this painting, but like I have a feeling that it was like partially influenced by Victoria Ocampo, who was an Argentine woman, and then like they had a very good relationship about writing and about everything. So you can, but I was like, when I saw all of these images side by side, and I could say that like this is a very similar picture as this one. And about Rabindranath, like he was a very proliferative, like very prolific writer and very prolific painter. And like whatever he did like thousands. So like you'd see the same motif over and over and over and over, because like it's his style of expression. Like a lot of people are like they draw or like they do one thing very perfectionally, and some people do the same thing over and over, and because it feels like I'm not expressing enough. So like he would put more words, more like colors, more stretches, more like, so I think it's a way of expression. And I really liked that like he you would see and he would give them to people. He would like, so I'm going to it later, but like you can understand like how he was very influenced by a lot of things, but how his art is very distinct for anybody else. So I personally haven't seen like this kind of like this structure. So yeah, this was new to me. So anyway, so another motive that like came again and again and again in Rabindranath's work, it was this woman's face. So when like the time I'm talking about when he actually started painting like very prolifically, like at that time like he already lost his sister-in-law who was very close to him, and then his wife, his daughter, and I think and maybe a lot of other relatives and friends and everybody. And then like he like there is no exact woman that you can say that like okay this is this woman, but you can see these eyes are the same eyes at the first like in his self portrait. So I wasn't even sure that if it's a woman's face or like his own face, but you can see like this woman's face, and then like he had a thing of like one side like a profile of a face, and then the other side would be empty. So these very melancholic, sad woman, like again, I don't know like who that person was, maybe like everybody in his life, but like it was said that like he took up painting because it was some of his feelings were so intense, so sad that it wasn't even like enough to put them in words. So like then I think this was another very interesting motif in his work. And this picture was a very different picture from all his other works, because in all of his work you'd see that they are like in a profile, like a whole face is on the like painting, and then this was like two-person but on their side. So this was a different one, and I think like he drew it in Cornell. So like in US, like they had a friend here too, so like maybe here, but I'm not sure, but like he gifted a lot of his paintings to a lot of people, and like our countries and stuff. But I think now like India has a rule that like there is a national treasure rule that like you cannot take the paintings out of India anymore, but the ones that he gifted to other people are still on sale and everything. So like this was one of those collections, and you can see like this again, he is a very different painting from his other paintings. So I wanted to keep that in here. And then like about his, now we know about his motives and like his artistic style, but there was an interesting thing I recently learned about was that his art, like he gave his first exhibition was in Paris, and then his like other exhibitions were also in Germany, in other places. And at that time Rabindranath was like a Nobel Prize winner, and then he would visit to a lot of countries, and they would take them as a mystic person, because like he had that aura, like he had like long beard and those like long dresses and stuff. And then they would take him like a very mystic Indian guru, and he actually took that in. He wanted to use his image to get to more people, to collaborate more, and then like learn a lot more. Because I think, like, again, I'm coming to that in a second, but the thing I found very interesting was this like Germany, like like this thing. Okay, so when Hitler was in power, like he actually made a list, like they actually made a list of art that they called degenerate art, like that those are not real art. So like he would say that like if the sky is green or I think something else, and then like this is not real art. So in those degenerate art, like there were like five art of Rabindranath. So you can see like Tagore and these five. So like and those art were purged. Like I so it said that like they were out, and then like Rabindranath wanted them back. That like, hey, if you are like putting them out, then give them back to me. And nobody really knows actually like if he got them or not, but it said that like he got three of them, and then he didn't find two of the others. So some say that they were sold black market, some say that like they were like out and everything. So this may be one of those, like this was I think from Munich, and then like this could be one of this, and this looks like Rabindranath's painting, because like you can see like the half of the face is like in color, the half of the face is not, and then like the melancholic eyes, like they look like Rabindranath's painting, and I think it is. So anyway, so I just wanted to mention that like Rabindranath was very internationally famous at that time, and then like his art was like it's not just a hobby. It's like he was actually like a artist in like a very established one that was called Degenerate. So anyway, and then like about his so when he got his fame and everything, now he it was time for him to like really invest in his vision. So Rabindranath, again, like he was not in a very strict academic regulations. So he wanted to have a place where there will be learning from everything. So like there would be art, there would be science, there would be like other work and everything, but those will come from India's own soil, but they will be collaborated with the whole world. So this was his vision, to get out of the British rule, that like how can you take the influence of British from India, like from like Bengal, from anybody, like that you have to bring back your root and also collaborate with other countries, other people, and learn from them, right? So as I was saying that he was like going to places and places, and like he was trying to collaborate with different people, and then he had a land from his father, and then from like very far from at that time it was pretty far from Kolkata, and so he established Shantiniketan in that place, which literally means the home of peace, like the peaceful home. And then, like very soon, he would make it a university, which is Vishwabharati. The so it was Vishwa means world, and then Bharati is like Bharat, India. So like it's both local and global. So he had a very, very good vision in my eyes. And then when he went to Shantiniketan to stay there, and like he would like appoint people from like from here, from abroad, and like everywhere. And then his whole art also changed. You can see that like from very melancholic profiles, now his art is people. Suddenly he started painting like drawing the landscapes in Shantiniketan. And then maybe like he's sitting here and the bowls are like singing and dancing, and maybe he's like playing a dotara or something. And then here I feel like there are like people like doing different stuff. And then you can see the color palette as well, because in Shantiniketan it was a very, again, like a place where there was like very like hard soil and like very like brown soil, and there were those Shautal people, like Aboriginal people, and then like, so it was a very rural place, and they were trying to make an make a place which will not harm anything around, like that they will not like influence around, but they and all, but again like they will get influence from like the rural people, something like that. So you can see his color palette also changed, the people, like everything. So his art really changed after he started living at Shantiniketan. And when he was appointing people, like he was very like sure about his vision, and I really liked that he wanted, like he appointed people, like he made a like a China Bhavan, where like he took people from China and like Japan and everything, and then they would paint like Japanese art prints, and they would like teach people different languages, and the people that he met in different countries, they would come there, they would like work with them. And at the same time he wanted to appoint people who would go to the go to the rural people, and then they will make something together. So there was a huge like push in Shantiniketan to be a, an individual person, but at the same time a shared identity. That I heard that it in a video, like I loved the word that is shared individualism, that you are an individual, but you are not alone. So that was very different from Western art. So like when we talk about Van Goghs or somebody, that like they are very individual, they're very isolated. So Rabindranath didn't want that. And also like his pupils, like they didn't want to be isolated, but at the same time they didn't want to be like everybody else. So suppose all these paintings are done by um, Nandalal Boshu. So again, like all those paintings were done by Nandalal Boshu, who was known as the Master Moshai. So he was an alumni from the Kolkata Art School, and Kolkata Art School at that time was very influenced by British painting. Like they would do the same stuff over and over. Like there were like already a good art scene in India at that time, but Shantiniketan really wanted to be something else. So Nandulal Boshu's other works are like some of them were like very much like the other work, but like when he came to Shantiniketan and he started teaching students, like you can see this is like I think it's called New Clouds. Like you can see like women, like I think they're Shautal women, but the colors, like this painting is just so beautiful. And then like this was Shoti, and this was another one, and then you can see like he has his individual style. It's not like Rabindranath style, and Rabindranath was a very like he would give independence to his like to his teachers, like the teachers of Shantiniketan, that like you plan what you do, and then like they would like go with their students to different places, and they would like teach in their own ways. And you can see like this is a whole wall, like this is a like roof of a place, and then like they would make a lot of murals with like students, with the people from outside, like in the rural people. They would come, they would work together. And then there was another thing in Shantiniketan, that they were pretty far from Kolkata, so they wouldn't get a lot of like very different stuff, like very like new stuff or anything. But what they were trying to have is that like they would make their own stuff. Like suppose they would use brown paper, or like just like pen, or like very minimal stuff, but very big ideas. That were their like whole motive of doing this. And like they had a very like open structure. But again, like I think what I liked most was that their techniques were also open. So like it's not that you have to draw it or like do a painting in a certain way. Like they were very much free to do that, that you have an idea, and then you could take any technique to do that. So I think that that's not just art, but it really like helped me that like in science or anything else, you could use that vision, the idea that like techniques really doesn't matter if you have a good idea to like explain that. It's on you that what you want to explain it with. But as long as you express that, that's enough. So when like you can see like, and this is I think from Horipura Congress, and that in Shantiniketan at that time, like the whole like anti-British movements are going on, and then there is different kinds of like stuff going on, and it was also prevalent in Shantiniketan. Like you can see that like they were trying to like express in their own paintings and everything as well. So and they were very like with the with Mahatma Gandhi's work and everything. So anyway, another person who was very interesting and exact opposite of Nandalal Boshu was Ramkinkar Bej. So why I wanted to talk about him is the idea of Rabindranath. Again, like he would give his teachers freedom. So I'm talking about very early Shantiniketan phase. So like suppose like Nandalal Boshu was a very like ideal teacher, like as like he was called Master Moshai, right? But Ramkinkar Bej was opposite. He was very open-minded, very free-minded, and you can see like he was the like known to be the first like sculptor, modern sculptor in India. So Ramkinkar Page again, like you can see like how different this is a head, but how different the thing is. But I think this was one of his very nice work. This is called Shautal Family, and you can see like this is not a marble or anything else. So again, like Ramkinkar wanted to do something, but sometime like you'd not find bronze or like marble or anything because they didn't have a lot of money. So what he could find around, like then he would make a mold and then he would make that, right? So as I was saying that in Shantiniketan, the idea was important more than the technique. So as Nandalal was a teacher who would like teach Ramkinkar students were like more was like they learned from him by seeing him. Like he would do something and people would learn from him like that. And he was very free-minded, and Rabindranath was like okay with that. Like he said that okay, you make as many as sculpture you want. It's free. You just do it. Whatever you wanna do it. And then like he would make like sculptures and everything. And this is one of like his late work. He also like did like paintings and stuff later. So again, I would like end here, but I really wanted to touch on that subject. I really love Rabindranath's painting for that, of course, and also I really liked the visions that he had about painting and about everything and about actually an institution or like how you can have open ideas, but at the same time you have very structured like set of like teaching, and at the same time you could have individualism but shared with other people. Like so a lot of these visions I really loved, and then that's why like I wanted to make this video, I guess. So yeah, I think this is it. Okay, bye.